So the same way that you are going to buy a pair of jeans is exactly the same way as that you're going to approach your windows. Today I have a curtain video. It is all about how to think through the windows in your home and to be able to apply window treatments. I know everyone's out there shaking in their boots about window treatments. They are a challenge for sure, but after watching this video, you will be a pro and you will know what to do in your own home. So let's get started. Right out of the gate, we're gonna get into the right mindset. So curtain shopping is not fun. Let's just say it's challenging. When you go and you buy a couch, you are like Goldilocks. You're jumping around on the different ones and smushing your body in. And is this comfortable and is that comfortable? But when you go to buy window treatments, you have to dig through these panels or in plastic containers, and you need the rod, and then you need the clips, and you need all the finials. And then you get there with your smorgasbord of stuff and you're like, what am I buying? Then you have to go home and put it all together. Right off the bat, it is challenging. When you are frustrated by adding window treatments in your house, you are not alone because it is not an easy purchase. But stay with me because I have a bunch of tips, and if you put the work in, you will be super happy. Now, the other thing I want to talk about with curtain buying is that, like I mentioned, when you know you're going to buy a couch or a new TV, you know you're going to spend money and then you're going to get this big shiny thing. It's like when you go to Costco, right? And you load that cart up and you push the cart up to the register and you have this pile and they tell you it's $500 and you're like, oh, that's a lot of money. But you look at your pile and you're like, wow, that is a lot. So that is like when you're buying a couch, you're buying this big TV, you get this big honking thing. When you're curtain buying, it's like when you stop off at the grocery store and you get like toothpaste, red peppers, and then your kid grabs like a weird toy that you don't see and it goes through and they're like, that'll be $70. And you look down and you're like, what? What did I get? That is how you're gonna feel when you're purchasing window treatments. You're gonna get all this like random stuff. It's gonna cost you money. Even if you have coupons, it's gonna cost you some money. So getting into the right mindset is super key. So now that we know that they're a challenge, and we know they're gonna cost a little bit of money, we are in the right mindset to then start to think how to think through a window. Here's how I'd like to break it down for you. Your windows are unique, like your body's unique. So the same way that you are going to buy a pair of jeans is exactly the same way as that you're gonna approach your windows. So let me give you the little story. So I decided that I wanted to buy the best pair of jeans. I watched 4 YouTube channels and all these girls told me Top Shop Jamie jeans. So what did I do? I went to Nordstrom's and I grabbed the Jamie jeans. And I'm in the dressing room and I'm like, these are gonna make me fantastic. These are what everyone's wearing and what everyone said. And I put them on and I can't get them over. Now, this body has given me 3 babies. I love this body more than any jean person. So I was like, oh, must be something wrong with this jean. So by the 3rd time when the Nordstrom lady said, we don't have any more sizes, and I could get them only up to like here, I realized I was out there looking for the best jean and the answers were right here, right on my body. And what I had to do was to know my body to find the best pair of jeans. And that's how I want you to approach the windows in your house. The reason why people get nervous and there's no one that can solve it for them is because your windows are unique to your home. And then in addition, inside your house, you will have different size windows, walls, you will have challenges within your home. And so what I find about window treatments, it's the same thing as when you're shopping for your jeans. You have to know the challenges, never problems, always challenges. My like derriere is for sure 100% a challenge, but definitely not a problem. And so what I want you to know is that your windows are beautiful. They give you natural light, but they are going to have challenges that you need to take into consideration when you're going to buy the actual window treatments. And in addition to having all sorts of windows all over your house, you can buy different levels. Like my jean collection has high-end to Target and everything in between. And that's the exact same way I approach the window treatments in my house. Downstairs first floor where everybody sees has really nice ones. And then my kids, they might be getting the less expensive brands. So be very mindful of your budget when you're going through that you can tier your window treatments the same way you tier your jeans. So just keep that in mind as well. Here's the first window that I want to show you how we're going to think through. First thing we're going to do is identify the challenges. What we have is 4 windows hung together. So if you could see, there's 4 of them hanging together. And then other challenge they have is that they have a transom tucked up in here. That is a problem. Those are the 2 things that I would say when I was doing this window, like I had to decide early on. What I decided is I wasn't gonna put curtains between each window because they were going to add to the cost of adding panels. They would just overwhelm it. So I decided to treat it as 1 window and frame it out with 2 panels. Now here is what I really need you to know if you go to do this. You really want your curtain on the side of this large scale to be a beefcake. You don't want a skinny French fry. You want something really substantial. So this curtain goes all the way across the window. So I know that because it goes all the way across, it is the correct size to sit on the side of the window. So here's a tip if you want to add luxury to your window treatments but still keep it affordable. What I want you to do is keep adding side panels. So say you go to Target, you fall in love with a panel on a window, but it's like this size. So you don't buy 1 panel for one side. You could buy 2, 3, and just sort of layer them in, and as they're scooched over, they will be substantial to treat a window this size. That will always add luxe to the window by adding extra panels. It does add costs. Oops, I'm sorry. You could add it over time, but things get discontinued, so I would bite the bullet and just add panels to the side to give that luxe and that weight that you're looking for. Okay. So let's tackle challenge number 2. Challenge number 2 is that transom window. So since mine were really skinny and up there, I decided just to do a woven shade and let the light come through and act like the transom's not even there. Those were the 2 challenges that I had to tackle. So I want to really quickly touch upon who makes my curtains and my window treatments because I would want to know this if I was watching the video. The side panel is Pottery Barn. That is the best gray color ever. I will link it below. And then the rod is from Pottery Barn. It was discontinued. I basically took 2 rods and put a double screw and then just screwed it together, and then they meet right where that 1 bracket is. Now the window treatments are Hunter Douglas Woven Shade, the Provence Collection, and then I will list below the color. It is like a white, grayish brown. I really like it. It gives warmth. All right, let's go through the next window. So moving on to the other windows in my house, the next one we have up is my dining room. So I have an open floor plan. Therefore, I carried the same window treatments from my living room into my kitchen and then into my dining room. And it looks like 2 standard windows, and then I would treat them exactly the same. But where the challenge comes in is the height of where you place the rod. And as you can see that the ceiling, there's like a ceiling that comes down. I just slid the rod right under, and that dictated the height of where the rods could be. So when you're watching these videos and someone says your windows should be 18 inches down or this, you know, they give you X amount of inches this way, that way, they're not really taking into consideration the challenges that you have in your home, and that the challenges will typically dictate where you are putting your rods, what panels you're using, inside mount, outside mount. So the next room I'm going to show you is my nursery / current daughter's room. When I was pregnant, my mom bought me this custom shade. It is silk with backing and like that detailed trim. The finial and rod are just really from Bed Bath & Beyond at the time. And then the side panels are Bella Notte velvet. What I'd like you to learn from me is that this shade is 13 years old. I really wanted a pattern or something like show-stopping. And you know, if I pick something woven or natural, it would still be great to this day. Be very choosy with what you're picking. Make sure it's gonna go the distance. I mean, this has lasted 3 kids in 13 years. I'm ready to refresh it. I'm ready to redo it. It's just gonna cost me money versus I want you to have window treatments that last for years and years and years and just get better with age. So now we're moving into my son's room. So this is an outside mount shade. And the reason why it's an outside mount is because I wanted it to look finished off, and I had just enough to return the padded cornice back to the wall between the window and the door. Moving on, here is an example where you can have the same windows but different challenges. In the last one, we had that wall closet situation. Now we have the same exact two windows, but they have a roof line coming down. So what I did was I took the rod and I made it as long as I could be. Then I hung my curtain and it ended up being 2 inches too short. So what did I do? I just added trim to the bottom. If you're 2 inches short, just add a little trim at the bottom and just bring it right to kiss the floor. You'll be good to go. All right, the primary bedroom. What happened in my bedroom is that these are the Bella Notte velvet panels from my nursery. But where I made the mistake is that loop detail at the top, I really didn't mind it in 2 panels, but then when I did it in 8 panels, it really became a feature. When you have a feature, if you multiply, the feature will magnify. Where it didn't bother me there, it really bothered me in my bedroom. So there you have it. You're supposed to just have fun with all of your home stuff. I hope you had a little fun in this video. I hope you learn. I hope it's like less stress. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.